to talk about how in the second floor in J-Row, somebody took a shit in the shower.
In the shower. In the shower.
Means getting expelled.
What's the worst thing about the school? Hold on, because there's a lot of stuff going on with Stanford right now. Like the land stuff.
The land stuff for me. Okay,
Stanford is not as perfect as it seems.
I think right now their response to social issues is my least favorite thing about it.
Yeah,
they're responding to land grants and they're responding to the Chanel Miller issue. Is not okay.
Stanford likes to tiptoe around issues that they need to be very open with
because they are
like the administration.
They play like they
act.
We love to.
I love it.
As in, by we, I mean like the university as a whole loves to like be like, first in the wake up students, we support you, we love you, yada 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 yada. But in your classes, like you'll like some stuff will be said, and you're just like, that's elitist, that's classist, that's racist, that's sexist. It's just like you constantly have to remember that this like knowledge, this canon that's been set up has been set up like separate from your entire community. The concept your community, your people were not not involved in creating that canon, creating that knowledge. So the knowledge you're creating, some of it you're gonna be like, that's cat. and a lot of the time you'll feel like it's your responsibility to take it upon yourself and be like, but did you think about poor people?
Yeah.
But did you think about black people?
People literally ask questions like that. What about low income people?
And the first to be like, I cannot say.
I don't even know what
and sometimes they do answer well though. Sometimes they do address it well.
A significant amount of the professors who teach, I think, especially like those intro STEM courses, are not teachers; they're researchers, and therefore don't know how to teach. So a lot of content you're gonna have to teach yourself, and a lot of people are not used to that. A lot of people are used to good teachers, or just used to like non-difficult content. You're going to have to teach yourself hard things.
I think for me, the worst thing about the school has just been the fact that there's so much going on all the time. It's not so much like an institutional thing, but it's more so just like the social aspect. First of all, you have the academics and the fact you have all these classes and the units and the homework, but then there's always something going on, and it's like you don't want to miss stuff, but it can be so incredibly overwhelming with getting like bombarded with emails with like, oh, this is happening, and it's just hard to like be able to separate yourself and find that alone time. Like that balance is so difficult.
True. You definitely need to make time for yourself.
Yeah.
No alone time.
Like you have to.
I be having a long time.
I feel like the default. I think Jay and I were talking about this the other day, but I think the default is to be around people, and you actually have to like put forth effort to separate yourself and like have that.
Have you dealt with imposter syndrome, and how you deal with it?
I feel as though I haven't. There's definitely been times where I've been like humbled or whatever, but I've not once felt like I don't belong here. If that makes sense. Like I know I belong here.
Yeah.
Because I'm working hard as hell.
But I have been humbled.
Yeah,
I have been humbled though.
Yeah. No, I know I'm smart enough to be here. That's never been a problem. But like, it's hard. College is hard.
Yeah. I cannot even lie to y'all. After I got my first math midterm back, I said, what am I doing here? Like sometimes it'll just hit and it'll be like, wow. Am I? And it's just like a matter of not being too hard on yourself, because like you're not gonna. And especially because most of us are coming from like, oh, I got all A's, or like maybe I got a few B's, and that's just not really realistic. Like things aren't gonna be as easy, and I think if you come to terms with that earlier, you won't feel like you don't belong here. Like I got one bad grade and I was like, dang it.
I think it's definitely a mindset. Because like we all deserve to be here. We had a whole committee read our stuff, let us in. But it's like sometimes the school will really try you, and the people will really try you. And you're like, okay, maybe I should not be here, but you do. You deserve to be here. I haven't felt like that, I don't think. Hey, you want to come say hey to my video?
Yes, of course.
He's our favorite RA.
He's not even my RA, and he's my favorite RA.
Eric, he's one of our RAs.
We're doing a Q&A about Stanford.
We're being 100% honest about our experience.
Oh, y'all being 100% honest? What y'all talking about?
Right now we're talking about imposter syndrome. Okay, so I feel like
Eric is a genius.
Eric is smart, intelligent.
Oh, Linda's a genius.
It's her Goldman Sachs freshman year.
Listen, they're geniuses. Don't let them.
He's doing chemical engineering.
The hardest
Like Linda.
I'm not. I'm doing bioengineering. I'm not doing chemical engineering.
So that's what I was thinking. I feel as though, okay, and it's not even like we had to declare majors, but being here, you kind of declare a major in your head.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately. So I came in and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do chemie or bio. When I stopped, being hateful towards myself with that, and decided to do what I actually like and go in the direction that I actually like, because it's not so much STEM focused, I was like, okay, so I'm stupid and I don't belong here. Which is like not the case. I'm cold. But it's just like sometimes that's how you feel, especially because it's so like startup based, computer science based, STEM based. Even though we have like a great humanities,
amazing, beautiful gown.
Yeah. Incredible.
So
world renowned professors and researchers, it still feels like, okay, so not STEM, not doing the hardest major offered. Sounds STEM to me.
What are you doing? You're not taking
so, but that's not the case. Do what you want, because coming here, your earning potential is high anyway.
But also, I think it's really important to know that, like, it's fine if you don't know exactly what you want to do.
Yeah.
So
like, earlier in the video, I definitely said I was thinking of double majoring in poli-sci and sociology. No, honestly, I don't know what the hell.
Me neither.
So I'm, it's okay, and I'm just exploring. I'm like seeing what I'm interested in. That's fine. But I feel like there is this pressure to, like, someone's like, "What's your major?" and they're expecting you to be able to tell you what you want to do. And like it's fine to not know, because I don't know.
If you're gonna not know at any school, it's
good.
Yeah. Classes for you to do anything you want.
Right.
Okay, I can't find the question, but I remember somebody asked about dating.
Girl,
The way that men on this camp, never mind.
Weird.
I don't know
Say
anything
what
about
you have
that.
to say. We're being 100% honest.
I'm a man
She
in
has
your
a
trash.
boyfriend.
I have a boyfriend. He's sweet. But
She
he's
got a
the
boyfriend.
only sweet. He's the only man with sense. Don't let men
I
have
definitely feel as though there's a little bit of a problem.
If you're black, the dating scene is hard.
It's hard, okay? The dudes, they in their head. They naked. They beat boop bop bop.
I don't feel like you have to date nobody, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't think people really date. Do people date?
They hook up.
I think
Yeah,
it's just
oh my
hookup.
God.
Oh, I don't know.
The hookup culture.
Wait,
Yeah,
is it
she
more
had a boyfriend.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
more.
I know a bunch of couples.
But I also think I know more like, I think it's more of a hookup.
I think there's a big hookup culture.
Big hookup
here.
culture.
Like no commitment, one night type things.
Oh,
And that's just not what I'm into. So
I
Yeah.
haven't seen it. I'm a faithful woman.
also
Irregardless.
I feel like things move quickly here at Stanford.
Oh, yeah.
Like you'll start talking to a boy,
Oh my God.
like it'll go up and down, up and down, up and down, and you'll feel like you've been like talking to him for
It's been a
3
month,
months,
yeah,
and it's
2
been
days.
like 2 days.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't even mean to get a boyfriend.
she got a boyfriend second day of school.
Probably before
He's my
that.
boyfriend now. I like you guys.
beautiful
Wow,
guys.
beautiful. Very cute.
They look
I'm
good.
so
look
pleasantly
really good.
surprised.
Okay,
So
I-
pleasantly surprised.
Okay, what
Women
y'all
of
said
all
something.
races attract.
Stanford men don't know how to take pictures on Instagram. Awful, but they look good.
Yeah,
And they
person.
do.
Yeah.
Some
Very
of them.
athletic.
Very athletic. Very athletic.
Especially if you look at the athletes, they look good.
They look good.
Also, if you like women, the women I have yet to see.
The girls are so pretty.
Girls are
Very
really
pretty.
They look
Yeah.
the material.
Yeah.
Girls are really
Yeah.
I really like the sense of community within the dorms.
Yeah.
Like I was really scared,
Nice.
especially since I live in an all-frost dorm. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to like find that sense of community, but I love my dorm.
Yeah,
And the
me
people in
too.
it are really cool, and I think it's overall been a good experience. And that's mostly because of the RAs. Like this
Yeah.
man right here,
Eric is a perfect.
he has done so much like for this dorm community at Huge, and I feel like all
for
the
interviews,
yeah, he's not even my RA, and I love this man.
I
So
live for
I think we also have like really good wraparound services, meaning like our Black House, the like if you're Latinx, El Centro,
The
Asian
more-
The
Community
community
Center.
centers are really good.
We have
Yeah.
really
The
good
Marcos
community
is really
centers.
good.
They do a really good job of just making sure that everyone feels like we have a place
Yeah.
on campus
And a physical space too.
Yeah.
Yeah, every
Physical space.
community center has
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, and physical
well,
space is
This
important.
is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like women's community center,
Yeah.
Also-
LGBTQ plus.
Yeah, like-
what else is there? Fly,
Marcos.
and then like all the
Yeah, you said that.
like
Marcos,
Asian
yeah.
community, all of that. Somebody asked about clubs. Do y'all want to talk about your experience with clubs? Like what clubs y'all are in? that y'all
There's
like?
so many.
So I'm in Stanford Women in Law.
Mhm.
I am in BSU. I'm in Black Pre-Law Society. I'm part of the Senate Associate Program for our school's ASSU. One second. There's something I'm forgetting.
And now she pulling up the list.
She got a list.
Shoot, I forgot something, but yeah.
She's a lot of clubs.
I also have a job.
What's your favorite one?
Oh wow.
I have a
talk
job
about
at the Haas Center, which is the Center for Public Service. I'm starting tomorrow.
Yeah. I already talked about mine in the last video, so I don't have to talk to you.
I'm in Mint with NAZJAA, which is like a fashion culture magazine, which is
magazine.
And it's as much commitment as you want, which is great. I'm in Stanford in government, which is one.
I am also in Stanford in government. That's what I forgot.
And like we organized a gun policy debate, which was an interesting experience. And then I also was part of a activist group called Scope 2035, and we organized a rally for housing justice. And I did all the social media for that event. So there's really, thank you, for the stories for that. And it was really great. So you can find, since there's like 600 clubs on the campus,
there's so many.
You can find what you want.
I am in Stanford Women in Law, Black Pre-Law Society, Stanford Pre-Law Society. I was on mock trial, but due to circumstances, due to self-care reasons,
mental health.
I stopped doing that. Oh yeah, and WISE, which is, I think Linda talked about that a little bit earlier, but it's the mentorship program where we go to a middle school in East Palo Alto and we mentor middle schoolers of color.
I am in SENSA, Social Entrepreneur Student Association. I'm part of the fellowships team for that. I'm in the Black Print, which is our Black Pre-Business Society. I'm in SBSE, which is the Society of Black Scientists and Engineers. I'm also in WISE, and I think that those are the things that I'm like super involved in. So very engineering based, very business based. I have a biology major, but I really am interested in consulting, business in general. So I try to focus my clubs on that.
I'm in WISE. I just recently also got involved in Black Print. I'm not sure what I'm doing with it yet, but I would love to help out.
Her biggest club is the March for Our Lives.
Yes.
I'm not involved with March for Our Lives.
She is on the board.
The board of
March for Our
Lives.
National.
Like
Right.
national.
So that is her club.
I got jobs.
She has jobs.
Yeah,
She's also the president of the
She is
Oh,
the
yes,
president
I'm
of
at
the
the
dorm.
house.
Yeah.
Oh, I am the intramural sports representative.
also, we're in BSU.
Yes,
We're all in
Yeah, we're all in
I'm
BSU.
also in the Caribbean.
I'm not in BSU.
Do you feel a huge wealth gap among students at
Yes.
Stanford?
Oh my God,
Yes.
there's a billionaire in my dorm.
There's mad children of mad
There are
billionaires.
multiple children
The
of
amount
billionaires on
of,
this
of
campus.
people in the top 1% and the amount of fly students on campus is the same percentage.
Oh, really?
I feel so poor here.
Oh wow.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, there's so many rich
I feel
people.
exponentially poor here.
People will like, if you're doing like introductions, fun facts, people will like have traveled. I've not been out of the continental United States. And like, so there's times like when people are talking about stuff like that where you're just like, I would never.
Yeah, they're not like
know.
bragging about their wealth. They're not
Yes.
like, oh, I'm rich. My dad owns
And
this.
also, full disclosure, I'm a Quest Bridge match.
Me as well.
She's a Quest Bridge match. A lot of us here like are able to be here because Stanford has so much money that they're allowed to pay for our education.
I found that even the people who I've met who I know are very, very wealthy, they're still very down to earth people.
Yeah.
Like I haven't noticed that they're stuck
Right.
up and like
Yeah.
annoying to be around. They're still really cool people.
How did you know Stanford was the school for you?
Stanford.
I visited.
The
and
name.
I said yes.
I know nothing. They said free. I said okay.
Okay. For me, Stanford has been my dream school since I was like in middle school. So yeah, like I was plotting on Stanford for a long time. I applied early.
As she should.
Yeah, I got in like wow.
Wait, did all of y'all get in early?
Yeah.
Y'all have been waiting forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally
Yes,
that's the
you were
summer.
so long.
I mean, that's how we got to know like each other.
But like just to go back to the question though, I think for me it was like
Oh yeah.
when I
We got a topic.
yeah, we weren't talking about the question at all.
Not
But I
at all.
came to visit during my junior year during spring break. Like I was out here visiting my brother and we like came on campus. And it's like when you step onto a campus and you could see yourself there, like you feel like it's home, that's how you know it's like a school that's for you.
Mhm.
And I recognize that even in me saying that, that's partially because I like can afford to come out and visit.
Exactly.
A lot of people can't do that, so if you
Yeah.
can't visit, it's not like it's a make
Yeah.
or break. Like it really does not matter at all.
I did not visit.
Yeah, it
I
doesn't,
didn't
it doesn't matter at
I
all.
came for admin weekend because they paid for me to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what
nice.
made me think that I wanted to come to Stanford was talking to people who had gone. Mm-hmm. Also, like Admin Weekend was special for me. Like
Admin Weekend was so nice.
Fun.
So Admin Weekend was fun.
Just like
but also I know a lot of people who had terrible Admin Weekend experiences. That
and they're having a very good time now.
So don't let that have a bearing on you. Yeah. Because I also know I had a good time because I had friends coming.
Yeah. Like we all knew each other at Admin Weekend, and then.
That was a crazy link.
Honestly, for me, like
it was
so much fun. Honestly, for me, like if the way life is set up, like I knew it was not likely for me to go to college at all if I didn't go for free. So I didn't have a choice but to like it. I was like, okay, cool, free school, pretty. I'm going. I committed before I visited. I was like, okay. Yeah.
And when it came down to two, one was cold and one was this. I felt more welcome here than I did at Harvard. Specifically me, my best friend, hated it here. Loves Harvard. So it's just about the person you are.
Oh, one thing about dream schools is I think a lot of people are like, oh, this place is my dream school, and when I get there, all my problems are gonna be, and they just focus on. Yeah, not true. They just focus on getting to that place, and they don't think they think they're not gonna have any more problems when they get there. But you're still gonna have issues. You're still gonna have to work through stuff. You're just gonna be in a different place.
This thing kind of hard.
If y'all could say one thing to people who are applying to Stanford right now, what would you say? What's one piece of advice you would give them?
Breathe.
Just to close out.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Who are applying right now?
Yeah.
Wherever you end up.
Well, actually, applications have been due.
Or they're gonna apply.
Yeah. If you're applying, if you already applied.
Wherever you end up, you will be fine.
Totally. Yeah.
If it's here, you'll be fine. If it's somewhere else, you'll be fine.
Yes.
Like Linda said, manage your expectations.
Yeah.
Even if you get into Stanford, it will not be the place for you if it's not the place for you.
I would say to be authentic in your application, like regardless of whether you're applying here or to like any other school. Like literally from talking to people and hearing what they wrote their essays about, it's really not about, there's no formula to be a Stanford
It's so
student.
interesting.
Like there's nothing that they want you to say
same.
to where you get in because you said it. Like just be authentic. If you're weird, be weird. Like just show them. Yeah, they love it.
They love it. Weird, quirky.
So make that big deal. It's not that deep.
Yeah.
It's really
You'll
not.
be okay.
Yeah.
I think that I would have been sad for like a week.
I mean, move on with life.
Move on.
You can't be stuck on it forever.
Right now.
Oh, bless you.
We get sick so much.
I think that's the thing at every university though. At every school, people get sick.
Oh my god, we didn't even talk about Norovirus.
No, we don't talk about Norovirus.
campus.
We don't have to talk about how in the second floor in J-Row, somebody took a shit. In the shower.
In the shower.
There was a virus of some kind. I don't know. It was like caused diarrhea
And
vomiting, and it was just spreading.
None of us got
it.
Also, kind
Not
of
in my
relationship.
It did not spread to Ujima house, I'll tell you that.
Also, the fire.
The fire.
People get sick.
California is dirty.
People get sick.
Call your senator. Talk about climate change. Fuck.
What am I even saying?
Thank you for joining.
Thank you for watching.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
And hit the notification bell.
And maybe you'll see more.
She makes quality content. And we gonna be on here a lot.
Thank you guys for doing the video with me. I'm sure they're gonna love y'all. We're gonna do some more about admissions and all that. Thank y'all so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Comment what else you guys want to see. If you want to see any of them in more videos. Like, if y'all don't like them, I won't put them in anymore.
I know you like that.
Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you next video.
Bye. Big boobs.
Big boobs.
Anyway, so.